Hi, welcome back to another video. Harmony Peace. I know back end of last year, I can't remember, somewhere down last year, I spoke about self-care. I am massively a big believer, heavily on the self-care for yourself, where you could go through the whole of last year working so many hours, studying, you could have a stressful job, people that is close to you may have passed away, whatever circumstances that you've gone through, we tend to neglect ourselves and burnout kicks in, especially towards the back end of last year. You got Christmas shopping, you want to go out New Year's Eve, the goals that you want to achieve, that you've either achieved them or they've actually, let's say, faded away because circumstances have kicked in. You feel that you're not good enough to achieve it, or you feel that slight fear, knowing that you feel in your head what you say to yourself, that maybe I can't do it, maybe it's not going to happen, and these things happen. So as it's in January, I think it's very important to have a restart, blank canvas, restart, refresh, everything. So self-care, especially this time of the year now, as we start the new year, at the beginning of the year. I know we middle of the month now, but it's very important. So there's so many things that I believe that can nurture the body, the mind, the soul. I'm a big believer. I've said this to start the video and I keep saying it all the time, is that self-care is important. Self-care, your goals, motivation. You've got to have some kind of self-care for yourself. Because what happens is, the moment you neglect self-care, the moment you switch off, like Netflix, or you go into autopilot, and it does happen, your brain goes into default mode. So your habits, what you had in the past, where it can actually happen, I'll be honest with you, it's happened to me, where it could be a form of drinking, binge eating, sweets, whatever it is, or you sit there and watch TV constantly on the go. Not saying to not watch TV, I'm not saying not to watch Netflix or anything like that. What happens is, because of our old habits, we fall back to the things what make us feel comfortable, make us feel relaxed, and you feel like, oh, it feels so good, eating your favorite. That's all great, but you got to have small habits where you micromanage your time day to day, and where you can assess that by end of the week, see how you got on, what didn't work well, what did work well, which is very important, especially for a busy year for this year, is massively, massively important to keep on going. So my solutions, this what works for me, because I never had all this before. There was no, don't get me wrong, the self-care was there, but it's having a routine, it's having something there for yourself, which is very important. So the first thing for me is that I do yoga at least twice, 3 times a week. Depends, but I fit that in at least. If I can't get to the place, I do the videos at home where I've downloaded and I've got my own yoga mat, the bolsters, the blocks, the straps, everything. That helps me. Something for you could be completely different, where it could be the gym, it could be swimming, running, going for a walk, table tennis, anything what helps to relax the mind, relaxes you. That's one of the things. The gym, naturally, look after the body, you feel good in yourself, and that's very important as well. Another thing that I've said this before, meditation. I'm not saying to sit there and meditate, but when you meditate, you could have guided meditation. It relaxes the mind, stimulates the mind, nervous system, and also how you feel in yourself. But again, doesn't have to be meditation. You can go for a walk, you can sit there in silence for 15 minutes, Don't have your phone for 2 hours, 3 hours. Have a detox from your phone. Stay away from that part for that period of time. That helps as well. And also check in with your friends and see how they're getting on for this month, which is very important. And you make time for them as well. If it's for food, coffee, even going for a walk, gym, whatever that is as well. So that's very important. Make it a thing where if you can't do it 3 times a week, or whatever that is, depending on the time that you get for yourself, do it once a week. If it's for 20 minutes, half an hour, something is better than nothing for yourself. Whatever time you can fit it in is very important. Even if you do it twice a month, or whatever you can fit in, because everyone's schedule is completely different. You might not have that quality time to do all that time for yourself, but try and make that effort as much as you can when you can. Is very, very important. And this is where it steps into when you've done that and you relax your nervous system, because that is important. Because when you start to do your goals and you don't give yourself downtime, stress will kick in. You don't eat the right food, you can't sleep, you're up to early hours of the morning, burnout happens, then you detach from yourself, meaning that you're so heavily focused on the goals that you want to do, but you don't make time for yourself. Because it's all in well having all these goals, it's about making time for yourself, and reflecting on yourself is very crucial, because we can get caught up. I'm telling you now, I've been there. You can get caught up the start of this month, and next you know, we're in December. What happens is when you try, prime example, end of year comes, you're having a conversation with your friends or family, you ask yourself, or you have like a back and forth conversation. So how's your year been? What have you been up to? You pause. You can't answer every question, because whatever you want to achieve, all the goals, burnout's probably happened, personal reasons, things can happen, and I completely understand that. But just remember, at this point, you start the year, I look at life, especially now in the start of the new year, a blank canvas. Whatever happened last year is gone. But also, you have a reset. You sit there and you think, you know what? I'm going to do this for me. I'm going to do that for me. And I will make sure I have downtime for myself. And then once I've recharged, like the Energizer Bunny, I'm good to go. And once you've done that and you jump back onto things, then you can carry on and carry on. And then when you feel that, right, I need a recharge, you make that one day in that week for yourself, one day or 2 hours to yourself, whatever time you can fit in for that day, and you make it that day for yourself. Doesn't matter if you're going to watch TV or sit there in silence. You're not around, no distractions. All you need to do is be with yourself. Then once that time is done, then you can start again. You can start from Monday, whatever suits you through work is making that time. I say this now because it's January, and this is the perfect time to put things in place for yourself. Even to a point, you could all do this. Put it on your phone, put it on a reminder so you don't forget, because we could have a million things we have to do and we can easily forget about these things. And then next you know, you don't make that time. Like, I know for a fact there's times when that's happened and I'm working and hitting my goals. Next you know, my body is depleted because I'm mentally, emotionally drained because I've not checked out at the right time. I've done it when literally I'm running on fumes, and that's not good. I would not advise that for nobody. So you make sure you make that time once a week or whatever suits you. And then the month after, I change it. If there is a hobby that's drawn to you, where it suits you, then do it. Because that will help you, and that will be your normal routine. For me, like I said earlier on in the video, yoga, the gym, meditate. Sometimes I do Qigong, which is very helpful. Another thing I'm going to get, 1 second. This is really good. It's called Mood Mist Uplift. I use that at yoga in the morning. I spray out my wrist. It relaxed, calms the nervous system down. There's lavender in there, basil's in there. It's very relaxing. So that's good. But again, something will help you more for something else. Just remember that. So it doesn't mean what I've got. I'm just giving a few things what helped me. Something for you could be completely different. Just remember that. But once you've done those little things, you'll feel relaxed, you feel calm in your nervous system, and then you can go on with your day. Other thing as well, your diet is massively, massively important. Not long ago, a couple of days ago, I bought myself a smoothie machine. Listen, it's important. You could have a busy day. You might not be able to prep your food, depending on what job you do, which you might struggle. And some places, for anyone else, might have that chance. For me, completely different. So I have to adapt, slightly change a few things. Smoothie machine, decent one, getting them drinks down me. But it's important. It's very, very important. I believe that helps. And also, even before you go to bed, I have a golden rule now that I don't have no TV on at a certain time. And then on my phone, I have disturb mode where it'll just switch off at a certain time. Then you can read a book. You can, put candles on, diffuser, whatever that helps to relax you before you go to bed. Because there's these things sometimes, I know in the past, before I had all these things around me, where I struggle to go to sleep and I'll be watching TV to what time. That doesn't help because the brain doesn't switch off. Your brain is active because you're still processing, watching something on the screen where it doesn't help to relax. So it's better to do that. So that helps to switch the TV off, your phone. Then in the morning, listen, there's times where this could be anyone. You might have the time to have that time where you can have to yourself and you could be out the door like that straight away. But if you do get the chance, wake up slightly a bit early where you make that time for yourself. Even if it's for 20 minutes, even if it's for half an hour. So that's one thing I would say, and it'll make your day. And also affirmations. I get up in the morning, say affirmations, even before I go to bed. Gratitude, what am I grateful for? And I write 5 things down, and then affirmations as well. Another thing what you can do, mind dumping. Get a journal, get your phone, time yourself for 10 minutes, write everything for that day. You don't stop. Once that time is done, you stop. That's it. You go to bed, and then that's it. You don't bring that the next day or the day after. Doesn't help whatsoever, because the next day is a new day. Okay? So bear that in mind. Again, I just want to say thank you for all your support. Listen to my videos, all the contents I put on there as well. I'm looking forward to Paris in March. I've got other things on the pipeline as well. Thank you very much. See you soon. Goodbye.